Hi, this is James Robinson, and this is my stock pick of the week. Although this week, rather than giving you a stock pick, we're going to review the picks we've made over the last 6 months and look at our profits and compare those to the S&P 500. Before we go any further, however, I have an announcement. I've created a Twitter account. My handle is @RobinsonStocks. You can see it written here. I'm using that Twitter account to post information when I make new videos. Also, when I make trades, buying or selling a position. That way, instead of having to create a new video every time I trade some stock, I can make a tweet about it, let you know when I traded it, at what price, and that way I have a record of the things that I'm doing in order to back up and support my claims if I'm able to continue to outperform the S&P 500. In the last 6 months, I have made a series of videos looking at 17 different stocks. Those stocks are Altria, T.Rowe Price, Phillips 66, Robert Half and Associates, Argan Inc., Waddell & Reed, Tesla, Knight Transportation, Martin, LyondellBasell, Apple, Disney, Snap-on, USANA Health Sciences, H&R Block, and 1-800-PET-MEDS. So, 6-month review, the weighted average of my portfolio over the last 6 months has been $60,434.74. Effectively, every time that I picked a stock to do a video on, I would buy $10,000, roughly $10,000 worth of that stock. Over time, my portfolio grew as I had suggested you buy more and more stocks. And then occasionally I would sell a position when the profit got high enough. And so I had to create this weighted average to figure out exactly what my portfolio size has averaged been over the last 6 months. So that number is, again, $60,430.74. The portfolio has been paid $691.02 in dividends. That works out to a yield of 1.14%. Again, that's over 6 months, so the annualized yield is about 2.28%, and that compares very favorably to the S&P 500, whose average dividend yield is 1.92%. So we did manage to beat the S&P 500 in terms of dividend yield. Of the 15 stocks that we bought, we have sold 6 positions for a realized total profit of $9,703.01. We have 9 active positions with a total unrealized actual loss of $2,912.70. So our total profit, including dividends, realized gains, and paper losses, equals $7,481.30. This equates to a return of 12.37%. Annualized, if I was able to continue to do this, that would be a 24.74% return on investment. During that same time, the S&P 500 was at $2,724.87 on February 4th when I made my first video. And today it stands at $2,932.05, a return of 7.06%. So in addition to outperforming the S&P 500 in terms of dividends we've received, I also outperformed the S&P 500 by 5.31% over the last 6 months. So here are the 17 companies that we looked at. However, Tesla was a stock that we did not suggest you should buy. I'm going to talk more about that later. But it's a stock that we looked at but told you not to buy. And Knight Transportation was a stock that we looked at in conjunction with Martin Transport, and we told you to buy Martin but not to buy Knight. And so both of those stocks are removed, and this is the list of the stocks that we actually suggested you should buy. And of those stocks that we suggested you should buy, these are the stocks that we bought, held for some period of time, and I'm going to go over in detail each of these stocks, when we bought it, when we bought it, at what price, how much we sold it for, what dividends we made, so you can see exactly how we got to this number. But these are the stocks that we bought, that we did very well on, and that we sold: T.Rowe Price, H&R Block, Apple, Altria, Phillips 66, and Robert Half and Associates. We're going to talk more about Altria later because it's a stock that we never really sold out 100% of our portfolio position in, and we've actually just repurchased the portfolio. So I'm going to talk more about Altria later on in this presentation. I'm going to talk more about this later as well, but these are the stocks that we currently own: Disney, LyondellBasell, Waddell & Reed, USANA Health Sciences, 1-800-PET-MEDS, Altria, Martin Transportation, Snap-on, and Argan Inc. So I want to talk in depth about some of my videos and some of my results. I'm going to start with Tesla because it's unique in the videos that I posted, and it's a company I told you not to buy. I posted this video on April 2nd. I focused on Tesla because I thought it was a stock that had performed very, very well It had gone from about $34.30 in January of 2013 all the way up to about $285.88 when I posted my video on April 2nd of 2019. However, I felt that the stock price made no sense. It didn't reflect the value of the company. I think the value of the company is very close to zero, if not negative. And so I thought, well, I've done all these videos where we talk about how great companies are, but you don't really have a sense for what the alternative is, right? All of the companies I'm showing you have these really solid fundamentals, and most companies don't. 90% of the companies that I initially look at have very poor fundamentals. And Tesla was an example of a company that had absolutely horrible fundamentals. So I posted the video, said, don't buy this stock, it's not a very solid company. That's since I posted the video, as of Friday this week, the stock closed at $234.34. There's a decline of about 18% since I bought the video. I want to stress that the results for Tesla, that 18% potential profit, are not shown in my results for the last 6 months. I did not own the stock at the time that I told you not to buy it. I did not short sell it. I didn't put any put options in. I don't really like betting on companies to go down for a number of reasons. So while it was a pick that turned out to be accurate, that accuracy and the benefit of it is not reflected in my gains for the last 6 months. On March 14th, I posted a video comparing two companies in the same industry, Martin Transportation and Knight Transportation. So like my analysis of Tesla, this was an exercise to show that two companies in the same industry could have different financial attributes, and that one of them might be significantly more attractive than the other. It was a departure in that I compared two companies, which I don't usually do. I usually focus on simply one company, but I thought it would be interesting to illustrate how these two companies were different. So at the end of the video, I suggested that Martin was a buy and that I would pass on Knight. When I made the video again in March of 2019, Martin was trading at $18.09. Today it's at $19.61, so that's an increase of 8%. That's pretty good for, whatever it's been, 5 months. Knight was trading at 34.77, and today is down to 34.73. So that's a loss of less than 1%. So it's obviously is vindication that we had looked at those two companies, we'd compared them, we thought Martin was the better company, and in fact a solid company worth buying. And it turns out that, at least in the short run, Martin has in fact outperformed Knight, and so that one worked out well for us. But so you'll see that when we look at all the companies that we've looked at, Tesla and Knight are companies that we investigated but did not put in our portfolio. Altria is also a unique case. Altria was the first stock that I posted on my first video of February 4th of 2019. The stock purchase price was $48.90. I purchased 203 shares, so my investment was $99.26.70. I held the stock for about 56 days. During that time, I was paid $162.40 in dividends, and I sold the stock at $57.43. So in those 56 days, we made a almost 21% return on investment. And if we were to do that constantly, that'd be about 135% return. A couple of interesting things about Altria. The first thing is that we didn't sell out of our entire position, which turns out to have been a mistake. I like the dividend of Altria and I like the company, so I sold my initial investment and I kept my profits. Those profits, that company has since dropped down to about $47.14 when I bought more shares on Friday. So holding that stock turns out to not have been a good deal, but I had only invested my whatever it was $1,500 worth of profit, and was really just doing that to keep the dividends. But so that's Altria, which is the first stock we bought, which also was the first stock we took for a profit. The next stock which we have bought and since sold was H&R Block. On April 4th, we posted a video on H&R Block. The purchase price was $24.76. I bought 403 shares, so the investment value was $99.78. I held the stock for 66 days. It was paid no dividends while I owned it, and I sold the stock at $28.69. So in those 56 days, we made about a 15.87% return, and that works out to an annualized return of about 85.2%. The next stock that we took our profits on was Phillips 66. On May 20th, I posted a video that you should buy Phillips 66. The stock purchase price was $84.81. I purchased 117 shares. My investment value was about $99.22. I held the stock for 46 days. I was paid $105 in dividends while I owned it, and I sold the stock for $97.02. So in those 46 days, I made about a 16.5% return on investment, and that works out to an annualized return of 131%. On February 15th, I posted a video suggesting you should buy T.Rowe Price Group. The stock purchase price was $97.58. I purchased 102 shares, so my investment value was about $99.50. I held the stock for 159 days. During that time, we were paid $155 in dividends, and we sold the stock for $112.22. So in those 159 days, I made an 18.5% return on investment, and that works out to an annualized return of about 41.6%. The next stock that we suggested you should buy that we took our profits on was Robert Half and Associates. On June 26th, I posted my video on Robert Half. The stock purchase price was $55.47. I purchased 180 shares. My investment value was $99.84. I held the stock for 29 days, was paid no dividends, and sold for $63.79. In those 29 days, I made a 15% return on investment, and that works out to an annualized return of 188.8%. On March 22nd, I posted a video suggesting you should buy Apple. The stock purchase price was $191.05. I purchased 52 shares. My investment value was $99.34. I held the stock for 131 days, was paid $40.04 in dividends, and I sold the stock at $220 a share. So in those 31 days, I made 15.96 return on investment. That works out to an annualized return of 44.5%. So here you can see the stocks that we currently own: Argan, Martin Transport, Altria Group, Waddell & Reed, PetMed Express, LyondellBasell, Walt Disney, Usana, Snap-on, and Altria. So again, Altria we just bought on the 31st, and we bought it at $47.14. And if you remember, that's a price that's below where we initially bought it. So we bought the stock, it went up significantly. We sold most of our position, although we kept about $1,800 worth of stock, which represented our profits from our first purchase. And that stock has since dropped to below where we bought it in the first place, but that's all profits. And we believe the price is so low now at $47.14 that we've reinstituted a position in the stock. So if you look at all of our stocks, you'll see that we're down about $2,600 on our active stocks. I'm really not bothered by that. I buy stocks that I think are very solid companies that I think have fallen out of favor, but the financial fundamentals are still there. Two of our companies, Argan and LyondellBasell, represent virtually our entire loss. Several of our stocks are up. We suggested you buy about 15 stocks, and today I think we have 6 that are down. So, Monesh Prabrai says that a third of your stocks are going to be losers no matter what you try and do. We're sort of in that range. Obviously, we're taking the profit off the table for the profits, and so you see the companies that are continuing to go here. But if you look at it, you'll see that 4 of our positions were purchased in the last 30 days. And so it hasn't really had enough time to run. I'm not bothered if it takes a company 18 months to turn around and turn a profit. And so you just have to be patient with some of these things. In general, we're up 12%, including the losses on the active portfolio. Some of these stocks in this portfolio are going to turn around and going to be nice, profitable companies for us. And some of them aren't, and they're going to be losers. There's going to be losers. That's part of the game. But in general, we're very, very happy with our results. As of today, we have about $81,000 invested, so that average portfolio size will continue to increase as the weighted average goes up. But long story short, very, very happy with our results, very proud of my results, and looking forward to how we can do in the next 6 months. Thank you very much for your time.